800 comments, all just look at him traveling. Look at him with everything he could ever want, with everything that I want. Today they had this footage of the cybertruck driving up over a curb onto a grassy hill area to be photographed next to the rest of the lineup, and they used some ramps to let it go up over the concrete curb because it's got so much ground effects and shit. It's not made to approach like an 8-inch curb and go up over it. And maybe it was they were just worried about it getting dirty. I don't know. They threw up some fucking ramps. They wheeled it up carefully up the thing for this little photo thing. Again, it's not like everybody's like, all right, now do a thing. It's like, all right, put it on the hill over there, Mike. And Mike is like, yeah, I'll do it very carefully with your prototype truck, Mr. Man. So and they're like, look at it. It can't even get up over the curb. And it's like, guys, do you think that a 4-wheel drive electric vehicle doesn't have enough torque to get up over that curve? Is that what do you really believe that?
It's like the Flintstones.
Wow. They didn't want to damage it in any way. They weren't taking any chances, but the internet is like, look, if there's anything we know about Teslas, forget about that self-driving stuff, I guess. Like that's a bad definition, bad way to phrase it. We all know how fast they go. I saw one in China today. The accelerator stuck. It turned into a semi-guided missile. Okay. It's just gliding through China. Like when it went over a hill, the front end touched the ground first, skidded, and then it landed flat and kept going. It was incredible. Wow. He had a bus.
Dude, I don't follow the Musk news as close. But I feel like I see all that dude's tweets because nowadays you get suggested tweets from people that you follow, and he's one of those accounts that everybody pretty much follows to see what's up. And so I feel like you get fed his stuff constantly. But if people are actually mad about the algorithm, the truck, are people actually mad about the truck, or is it a meme? Because that's getting mad at
when I see
seeing a mascot costume at Disney World. It's like you understand what a prototype is, right? You know that's not really Mickey Mouse.
So there's different levels of being mad about something. Like sometimes they start a whole group about it, get a hashtag going. This was more like, look at this thing that happened today. It's weak. They got all their panties all bunched up when he told Ukraine they couldn't use his satellites to target Russians anymore. He was like, guys, I didn't know y'all were using my internet to pinpoint people with VOG grenades. How many people have you killed using my satellites so far? Because that's not what I wanted to do.
I'm trying to make sure everybody can watch YouTube.
By the way, it was free, right? He was giving them his service for free. No, the government was initially free, right? And then he realized that
I think the U.S. paid him out the nose for that. I could Google it right now, but I want to say the United States is paying him a bunch.
Do you know about this, Josh?
Yeah, wasn't there there was a reason he had to stop because his technology was being used for a certain purpose that would make the government add all these extra restrictions. I forget. I read about it on Reddit. Who knows if that's accurate or not? But I believe, depending on the purpose of those drones, redefines what the government will classify those as. It's not just civilian anymore if you're using those to drop.
Yeah, his satellites. Yeah, maybe the classification of his satellites might change if they're using. It's not like maybe they're using them for targeting. It's like they were using them for targeting very effectively, and he was just like, nah, I can't do this anymore. Y'all got to stop killing people with my satellites. And I understand that point of view. Look, we're over here, and I sent him some money. There was a charity where they were like, I remember in the early days they showed this bombed out fucking dog shelter. And I know that there's people in the rubble too, but man, I did not like the dogs being in the rubble because they didn't get a siren. They can't open the door and run. They can't I'm heading to Kazakhstan. Things are getting rough around here. They're stuck in that. And that's let's send them some money. I sent them $100. Elon Musk, when he makes a little, I feel bad. Let's do a thing. Now people are dead, in the hundreds or thousands, maybe, or maybe people are alive by the tens of thousands. That's what I always hear, that especially in the early days, the use of his infrastructure was key to them holding the line, to be able to communicate back and forth and strategize that defense.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
I looked it up. The U.S. has paid millions for Starlink. I can't get a vibe for whether or not that's the going rate.
Is it good here now?
Oh, it's expensive. I don't know. I wanted to get it for my dad a while back because my dad's still on that fucking satellite shit, watching Gunsmoke over there.
Oh, yeah. Is it available everywhere now? I don't think so. I feel like we would have heard about that if Starlink.
Right?
Starlink. Is it available where?
Do you know how many?
I was curious if they have it here.
Like can I turn it on and get some Starlink and how good it is?
I don't know about you, but people can. Like I have friends who just can't wait for it to roll into their area, and I know other people who have it and think it's the greatest.
I have it. It's pretty great. I'm not using it right now, but I have a Starlink that I take with me when I go like outside camping or something. The thing is, like, you have to register its location every time you use it, so you can't like use it on the go. At least I haven't figured it out because first of all, it's like attached to your name and address and stuff, and so it knows it's supposed to be there. And then whenever you take it somewhere else, you have to like re-register it. Also, one thing, if you disconnect the service, there was like a little disclaimer that said I might not be able to get it back due to the overwhelming like demand.
Oh, they'll give you a spot to someone else.
But I don't have to give the equipment back, so I just have a Starlink, and I don't know. Hopefully, it'll turn back on.
Put you back in line. You'll get that. I think that's just their way of saying, don't just expect you get right back in. If you come back, you might have to wait a day, a week. But I doubt it would be forever or like a long period of time. I'm interested in
they don't want you anymore.
They don't want you back.
Money.
I saw a simulation showing the number of Starlink satellites. I had no idea. Guess how many there are. Like, all right, first of all, I don't know. Zach, please find how many Starlink satellites there are. But like, if I had guessed, I'd have been like, I bet he's got like 20 of them up there, like all around the world.
Not because I know anything about it, but because I'm going off your vibe. That number is closer to 90.
I'm gonna guess that it's beyond that. It's like because they're too. I bet they're super tiny, right? They're not like. I don't imagine they're like. They're not huge, are they? I'm gonna go an even
coffee cans.
An even 1,000.
I think they're like the size of like the back of a truck.
Like a bed of.
But
I'm already committed to 1,000, so I guess I'm all
like
stick
a truck bed.
Maybe like 800, or probably closer to there.
Whoa! There are 3,005.
I win by default. Honestly,
I told you. I saw that. I didn't guess because I saw the like graph, and it was a swarm of them around the Earth.
3,580 small satellites. You can see them?
Yeah, at night, if you have like a dark sky area, it's not light polluted, you can see them. There's just like little trains of lights that go across. People post them on like r/space sometimes. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I had no idea.
But eventually they're going to get brighter and brighter and more of them, and then we'll have groups saying, internet at what cost? You can't see the night sky. And they'll say, yeah, I can, right here online.
They are the night sky.
They are the night
You
sky.
joke, but that's a huge concern. Like the pollution of the space
pollution?
around us. But no. All right, so not too long ago, a supposedly secret Russian satellite broke up in space and broke up in like 1,000 pieces. Those pieces are ranging in size from paint chips to maybe something as big as your monitor, right? Or bigger, I'm guessing. I'm just saying. But all this shit is moving at hyper speeds through the goddamn upper atmosphere. And like it makes again, it's a huge area out there, but they just keep doing shit like this. And we keep polluting that area. Then space travel or especially like on the civilian side, can you imagine a paint chip hitting you at 17,000 feet per second?
A paint chip? I can't imagine. I don't know what that will do, but I do know some of the items we're talking about are like bolts, like a 1-inch bolt that maybe you see all the time. That thing moving at, did you say 17,000 feet per second? That's not a speed that I understand.
Yeah, that's so fast.
But I can tell you, if a bolt hit me, that would be like a 50 cal or something, but faster than a 50 cal. It's a
dude.
problem.
If across the room you without a hard hat, I went like. You go, ow! Ah! like that's what a bolt is at 7 feet a second.
Haven't there been times where they did like a test to see if you like flip a coin off the top of a building to see if it's fatal? That's pretty fatal already. So like,
actually, so you've got terminal velocity, right?
It has to hit a very old.
So everything accelerates at the same rate in the atmosphere. Is what is it, 9.2 meters squared or something squared? Anyway, but things have terminal velocity because of the air. Humans' terminal velocity is about 150 miles per hour. So it doesn't matter how high I drop you from, you'll cap out around 150, 155, depending on your build and such, right? It'll vary a little. Core is the same thing. It's going to have sort of a terminal velocity, and it's not exactly deadly. I think Mythbusters did a thing with that because
how about
it was
marble?
Smart. I don't know the answer to every single item, but I know when it happens with a bullet,
Kyle. Let's just keep dumping him
with bullets. The misunderstanding is people imagine they're shooting straight up, and it's gonna like go straight up and then stop and then go bottom up and fall straight down. But you'd have to be fucking Annie Oakley, Master Chief to do that shit. And so what you're actually going to do is shoot at some angle, and then the wind is going to catch it as well. And it's going to be in a parabolic arc or whatever, and it's going to tag somebody 5 miles away and kill them because it's carrying that a lot of energy when you shoot it at any angle for the duration.
I've heard that, and I'm sure you're right. It just doesn't. It's not what I expect. I would expect so let's say 90 degrees is perfect, right? Or 180 from the ground. I would think that me eyeballing it, doing the best I could, would get to like 85 to 90, you know, like in that.
If you're trying to shoot straight up,
and
it'd probably be okay. I don't know. You can do the math. The math is
that like 80 is not good enough, and I'm like, really? I kind of thought it would be, but
I don't know how to do the math off the top of my head, but I know it's some equations they figured out a few hundred years ago, and we could just really quickly figure out how many foot-pounds of energy that bullet's carrying at an 85-degree angle at a 45 ACP. Leaving the barrel
Professor.
Like we can mark this out. But I bet with fucking smart is what it would come down to. But what's really interesting is when you're in space and there's no goddamn atmosphere to slow things down, and shit gets up to those crazy, scary speeds, where a bolt would be like not a 50 cal, but maybe an explosion hitting you in the chest. It would just be a tremendous amount of power. I've seen those like hyperspeed videos of like tiny things hitting blocks of steel at those speeds. It plows deep into them and makes like craters like a big bullet hit.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, mass times what speed, velocity, you know,
there's no
huge amount of energy being created.
The when I said 50 cal, I was talking about just the mass itself. The speed, it would be like a 50 cal traveling 5 times faster than a 50 cal.
So it's not good, and we need less space litter.
Less
and
space.
If the Russians are the ones
force
causing all of it, then we need to get them in line with their space litter.
There's a litter concentration, so more space would do too.
That's what Space
Force
Force's
check on the
job
Chinese
should be.
Also. We learned the other day how they do plastic in the ocean. I bet they're fucking ruining the skies.
They are. Did you know that? So China did